Good day everyone. It's been a while since my last video. I was planning to do more of them, and then time started moving and I had to move along with it, and things got out of hand for a while, so I decided to not make any videos for a while, and then I just forgot to start again after that point was over, which it has been for a while now. And I actually was going to make a video about when we would start mowing. You may see there in the distance, there are these light green lines there. Those fields we've already mowed and raked together and baled up, and they are here in this pile here. We got around 10 bales per hectare on average. Some went up to 12, others were down with around 8. So yeah, we tried to put some markings on them, like 7 here in front. And yeah, last year I bought something like this, but it must have been a different, like this is the same color, even to the being exactly the same color. But for some reason, as you can see, it just kind of smudges, it just starts leaking off. It didn't do that last year, and I of course bought like 3 canisters of this because I know I'm gonna need them, and then more of it. But yeah, this is supposed to be a whole lot of 7s, but only some resemble 7 and others don't resemble 7 at all. So not happy about that. I can show you here at the other end an example of it. This is the wagon we drive home for bales with, and yeah, so the reason I haven't started again was I was gonna do a video when I started mowing, but yeah, first I didn't forget. I was gonna do the video, but I wanted to go on and test everything first, and I was only gonna do like 2 or 3 fields. And I ended up doing 6, I think. And then the morning after, I was kind of in a rush. I barely ate, just jumped out and mowed everything down. I came inside, and the first thing I saw was this camera, and I thought, oh great, that's too late. Too late. So this is how it went last year. These are markings from last year, and they still look, you know, alright. But the other is just horrible. Not a fan, I don't like it. Anyway, I am going to detach this wagon and hook up the fertilizer spreader, till spreader, depending on where people are from, what people say. I'm also going to try and hook up this suction piece here, so I can put it on the window and you know, try and show you some good stuff. I forgot the I have a magnet, but I forgot the other one inside. Might go and get it later. First job is unhook this, hook the fertilizer spreader. We're gonna put a little bit of fertilizer on the second cut. Then I'm also gonna put slurry on it. So that will be in this video as well. That's going to be mission for tomorrow, I think. Already put some tillage in, or fertilizer. Of course, forgot to videotape that, but that's normal. So the fields over there, we put barley this spring, and we harvest that. We harvest the grain of that September, early November, early October. Depends on the weather a little bit. Depends on how the storms arrive, if they're late or not so big or whatever. We're chill about that. Then at the sixth one, so there is 3, 4, 5, and the sixth one a little bit more darker green. We put oats in there. We're going to mow them this summer when they're ready. So we had enough barley, but we had only one field left over, so we thought I'll just put barley in there. Not barley, oats, because we had ryegrass. Put ryegrass in another place, so we're up to 8-point-something hectares, 8.5 or 8.6 hectares with this field here, the greener one. And then we mowed that one a couple of days ago, and then the other place we have about 11 maybe. We're a little iffy because we haven't had it drawn like on a map yet, and we've been putting it into like drawing it out with GPS satellites in there, and they're not a square like these fields here. So I mean, we're guessing it is around 11. Let's just say 11. Yeah. We did this field as well. This one was made after we made those above it, and it still has pretty good grass in it. The others are old enough to have lost most of the good grasses we want in it, or maybe it's down to like 50%. But there's a lot of other grasses in there that make it all right. I mean, it's going to be perfectly good if you harvest it, you know, at the right time and all that. And we harvest this for sheep and cattle, and maybe we feed it a little bit to the cows as well. You know, one bale here, one bale there, you know, every now and then. But yeah, we're all set. I'm over there on horseback riding. Did not notice her. Might have started on different fields if I would have seen that. I can go one lap here. Could do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let her go on riding. Hopefully she'll be someplace else when I'm done with my lap. So this is the control unit. Right now it's on the setting I want. So it's on the setting that I can drive next to the ditch, and the spreader won't chuck all of it into the ditch. tiny portion goes in there, but on this setting it's as minimal as possible. A little uneven here for me, since this gate was not designed for me to drive through like this. Well, to be totally honest, it wasn't designed to be driven through at all. No, this was designed if you needed to move either cattle or sheep in and off the field, into when this was at the time just grazing area. Now it's become fields, and you know, gate isn't positioned correctly to be used from the road. Right, I was trying to put the thing with the suction on somewhere, but I never got a good angle, so let's just start. So I have this GPS system up here. It works really well in my opinion, but when you're going 2 circles, I don't see the point. There is no way I get lost here or miss a spot. The only way I would do that is if I got distracted by talking to the camera, so let's stay focused. But on fields that are bigger than this, wider anyway, or unevenly shaped, this thing is so brilliant. It's just an absolute lifesaver. See, it's putting out tiny amounts because, well, I do not want to put too much, just a little freshening up. It got slurry this spring, it got fertilizer this spring as well. Technically enough for second cut, but I'm aiming for the third, so I'm putting a little bit on now, and I have slurry left, very thin slurry, and I'm putting that on as well. That is, I'm gonna put that on as well, so I don't need to put too much of fertilizer on here. Just a smidge, just to freshen it up. Just needs to be a little freshened up. So we're going a little bit over here. I am driving about 15 kilometers per hour. That's usually going 13. I have less in him than I usually start with, and I don't like going faster with 2 something tons behind me, and then I take a turn and the whole thing, you know, it's just heavy, and eventually things will break. They won't do now. It's a new tractor, everything's strong and fresh and stuff, but you know, you want to take care of your tractor. You want to do that. So you can see the darker pads down there. All of this green field area used to be like that until 2008, and then 2018 we started on these 5 over here. They're about 2 hectares each. The last one is a little bit bigger. The top one is a little bit smaller. They round about at that number. Yeah. Or I can just point here. It looked like this. So it's been quite the renovation for this land here. This has been done because we have been expanding our farm. We 2009 we needed space for sheep and cattle. Desperately needed for both of them. We had the sheep in our neighbor's house, and sheep in our neighbor's farm, and and our cattle in like 5 different houses here, all worse than the last. So, and used to be quite the situation with that. Full day's work to shovel shit and feed them, even though they were just about 20 or 30 or sometimes 40, but usually not much more. We got 12 bales per hectare here, big round bales, and quite happy with that. Quite happy with that. It's, I expected less. I expected maybe around 10, and 10 I would have been happy with. Maybe it's wetter than I think it is, but that does not count for extra 20 bales, I think. Maybe it does, maybe. You know, I'm not going to argue with someone who's going to show me science about it, but you know, until then I'm going to go, or I will see it when I open the first bale, whenever that will be. Next winter, at some point. These are about 600 meters long and 36 to 38 meters wide. Some are a little narrow, tiny variations. We're talking about a few centimeters, and that can change a whole lot through a straight line with a ditch. So, yeah, we're pretty happy. Pretty happy with these, how they've been turned out. At the beginning we were like, it's gonna be wet, and then after the first year the ditches were dry and we were like, this might actually be something, and sure enough it got to be something that we're quite happy with. That's enough of the fertilizing. I will try to remember. I'm going to put 3 bags in more. I will try to remember to show you the fertilizer going in. I mean, that's always cool.